Hi, fellow traders. I hope you guys had a strong end to the week. I know I had two really good days coming into the close of this week. We finished up pretty strong. Um, so, really have some momentum to close this month out and go into the month of May. And that's what we want to see. Now, I know this month I had a lot of struggles, but they were self inflicted. And, it happens. But the lesson that I want you guys to get is that no matter what, my execution and my trade plans stayed constant. I did not change anything. I did not change time frames like I could have done to try to jumpstart some stuff, but we haven't covered that yet. So I wanted you guys to see that if you just remain true to your strategy, remain true to who you are, even through the struggles, you're going to come out and things are going to turn back around and you're going to start making money in the market. And, part of the problem, kind of deals with one of the things I want to share with you today. It's that two things prevent us from being successful: not letting go of the past, and then, comparing ourselves to other people. But why do we hold on to the past? Why do we hold on to things that just aren't relevant really anymore? Because once we've experienced it, we should learn from it and move on. But, why do we like holding on to the pain that we felt from these bad and negative experiences? And the reason why it's hard for us to let go is because we tend to want to hang on to them. And in this industry especially, that's what causes us to make mistakes, because we're holding on to all of the negative feelings and everything that comes from, us learning. And we're holding on to that and we're bringing it into our trading. So I know you've heard the saying, where our focus goes, our energy flows. So we're focusing on the negative and the losses and how bad we felt. We're just going to bring that back on ourselves. Our energy is going to bring it, back to life. So, for many of us, we end up getting stuck in this area because we're certain that if we lose, we're going to feel this pain. And certainty is one of the basic needs that we need. It also is linked to our survival. We need to feel certain so we can try to deal with the pain. We want to be ready for it the next time it comes. And again, we're trying to prepare ourselves for it. And here we're just bringing the pain on more because that's where our focus is. And we have to break free from that. The other reason it's hard to let go is because as humans, we tend to link emotions with major events in our lives. For instance, when my wife was pregnant with my son, one morning before it was time for me to wake up, she woke me up because she was coughing pretty bad. And, which is not abnormal. And like any average man who gets, awakened before his time, I groaned and rolled over, put the pillow over my head, was trying to get back to sleep. And then all of a sudden I heard this horrific scream. And when I rolled over, my wife had this terrified look on her face, and it froze me. Her water had broken, but the problem was it was December. My son wasn't due until April. And, that whole event, from that particular night, everything that happened in the months after that, going to the hospital every day for like 3 months until we were able to bring him home. All of that was tied up into that one night. So for a long time, and until I actually dealt with it, every time she would cough, those feelings and emotions from that night would come over me, and whatever I'm doing, I would lose focus, and I would just go into la la land. If I was at work and she coughed on the phone while we were talking, I would go into that. If we're home and we're watching TV and she coughed, it would just come over me. And thankfully, thanks to my teaching job and them sending us to all of these professional development classes, I was able to recognize that and learn how to break free from that, and to understand that the more I put focus on that, the more I empowered that feeling, the more it was going to come back, and the more I was going to associate it with stuff. So I know that's a traumatic life or death event, but to most people, so is losing their hard-earned money. You know, how many instances have we heard of somebody getting shot and killed over $20? You know, people are really, their money is life and death to them. For us, losing our hard-earned money is not a good feeling. That's one of those negative feelings that we burn into us because we don't want to feel that, and we want to be prepared for the next time we lose. So we subconsciously hold on to it, but we're never prepared unless we learn and understand how this industry really works and how our mindset needs to be. We're going to constantly hold on to the emotions and the feelings in these losing trades, and we're going to continue to put focus on it. The energy is going to go toward it, and we're going to keep losing. And it's all that what we're doing is we're self-sabotaging ourselves. So these are the things that we've got to think about moving forward. And part of this roadmap to success that I've got you guys on is to help you eliminate that feeling, to help you accept the fact that your trading needs to be looked at over a longer period of time versus just one trade after one trade after one trade, or each day. That's why I don't have a daily goal. I don't have a daily goal because I don't want to focus on making X amount of dollars a day. I have even for the week, I don't focus on having a weekly goal. I just know by the end of the month, in my small account, if I haven't made $2,500 by the end of the month, it's not a good month. And, I'm going to need that in order to just break even with everything at the end of the month, at the end of the year. So I don't even focus on that. I've learned not to focus on my losing trades. Even though sometimes in the heat of the moment, I go ballistic because I had unrealistic expectations. At the end of the day, I can wash that off because I know this one trade does not define me. 7 bad trades in a row does not define me. Or 7 trades that doesn't work does not define me. Now if I made mistakes, then it's up to me to solve that problem. Am I entering too early? Am I entering too late? Or am I thinking too much? Whatever the case is, that's where journaling and all of that come into play. And we talked about that earlier this week. But the main thing is, we've got to let go of the past. We've got to let go of those negative feelings that we feel every time a trade doesn't work or go our way, so that we can re-engage and be fresh and look at the chart with clear eyes. Because if we keep bringing this baggage in, we're going to turn a winning trade into a losing trade. And we'll turn a winning trade into a losing trade over and over and over. Then all of a sudden, it's the strategy when actually it's the person trading the strategy that needs to get fixed. You know, and then the last part, comparing yourself to other people, that's self-explanatory. You know, I know this comparison game, this is old as humanity. We're always comparing ourselves to others. Now, I know some people we look up to and, you know, we want to achieve their success, but the worst thing we can do is compare our path to their path. We can learn from their path, but our path has to fit us. And we have to stick to the path in our own timeline. And that's one of the things that I focus on in the one-on-one sessions when, you know, we're talking about your timeline, you know, and making sure that you focus only on your timeline and not anybody else's. You see, when I was a teacher, I would get new students every semester, and they were all start at the same place. You know, they were all had all different learning styles, different backgrounds, but they all started at the same place. And by the end of the school year or the end of the semester, the state expected them to have learned all of the tasks that I was supposed to teach them. Now, the degree of retention is going to depend on the student. The degree of application is going to depend on the student. But all of them are going to have been exposed to everything I was supposed to teach them. And I had to manage these classes with students at different levels throughout the year. That's the toughest part about teaching. You know, adapting so that you don't leave any students behind, and you don't let the ones that are so far ahead, you know, lose their momentum, and the ones that are lagging behind, you don't want them to feel bad about them being so far behind, because everybody has their own way. And, you know, for me, slow and steady wins the race. And it's been a challenge. So I know and I understand the issues with us wanting to compare ourselves to other people. But the reality is, you don't know what's behind what they're saying that they have. You don't know what's behind it. You're driving down the road and you look at your car, and then you look at somebody else's. It's like, man, that's the car I want. You know, I want to be like him. Dude, you don't know whether he's the mechanic driving that car, or he's the guy that detailed it and he's taking it back to the owner. You know, or he may be up to his eyeballs in car payments to where all he can eat is top ramen noodles. You don't know. So don't put yourself in that position where you're comparing yourself and comparing your path to somebody else, because you focus on you, your timeline, and hitting your goals. That's all you focus on. And if you do that and you're hitting your goals, that's going to do so much for your confidence, and it's going to translate into your trading. You know, I can promise you that. So just wanted to share that with you. I felt it's very important that I cover this. Now, I've got a really special Rolling with Ed coming out this weekend. That's going to cover a really, really hot topic. So, you know, look out for it. Last weekend, I'm offering this roadmap to success. You know, I don't think you can beat it. For what you get, don't think you can beat it. For $41.50 a month, you're getting, I feel, the best education for especially a brand new trader or somebody that has been struggling for years and haven't really gotten the ABCs, so they can't get anywhere, I don't see why you can't start seeing results, some positive results in the first month if you give me an honest effort. That's all it takes, is an honest effort and focusing on you, staying in your lane and doing what you need to do to achieve your goals. You will see a difference. And by 6 months, you should be well on your way to achieving your goals. But this is the last weekend I am offering that, so this will disappear. So today, Facebook was the first trade. It wasn't on my watch list. Full disclosure, it was not on my watch list. But it was up. The chart was up because we were watching it yesterday. And when I logged into my platform and brought it up, it saved with Facebook, ironically. And so when it popped up, I see it selling off going into the open. So automatically that puts it in play for me. Right off the bat. So I'm sitting here looking at other stocks on my watch list. They have flatlined. They're not really, they're trading crazy. So Facebook was the one. We got in Facebook on a 5-minute opening range break, the low, and just start hitting our targets. The final target was down here through 188.90. Through this level. But we didn't get the follow through. I have made a point to start putting in my orders so that if we get a flash like this, I have a good chance of my order getting hit. Because if I didn't have it already out there, I never would have got hit. And I would have only been stuck with this one profit take right here. Which would have been okay, but I don't want to bunt. This was a nice double here. So we ended up with 165.03 on this. Now, I wish I could have taken more size, but I couldn't. I didn't have the buying power. I would have loved to take 300 shares of this. I felt this would have really, really been good. So I could have made a little bit more money. But, we have to be happy with what we've got. I know some of you guys may have less than half of what I've got, and you're trying to grow it. You might have only been able to take 100 shares of Facebook. So me complaining about this, really doesn't make sense. So, I'm not gonna. You're gonna rarely hear me complain about, I wish I had more size, because that's not the focus here. The focus is, starting where you are with what you have, because what you have should be plenty. Even if I had $500 or $1,000 in my account, I still could have taken a piece of this and made money. Whether we put $25 or $50 in our account, every time we do that, we're growing and we're getting closer to our goal. So we need to really think about that. But 165.03, not a bad haul on that. Second trade was GRUB. This one was on my watch list. You can see how crazy this thing traded. I could not get this on the 5-minute opening range break because the 100 period moving average was sitting here, and I could have taken it under it, but I was already trading something else on Facebook, so I could have gotten in under here. This would have been over a point, which is acceptable. It would have been a nice base hit, I would have had a little bit left in the tank, looking to get down here to red to green. But once we got a bounce and a rejection here at the 9 and the 200, I was licking my chops. And as soon as we got established below this 70.98 level, this daily pivot here, I pounced. Now I've got two different entry strategies on these stocks. I could take it as we break through this level. I will do that in the morning. I won't do this in the afternoon. In the afternoon, I'll wait for another candle to test this and close back below and then make a new low, and then I will get in. That's after lunch. Before lunch, I will take it on the break because the volatility is here and it's a better chance of this actually holding the loss of that level. So I got in, first target, red to green, or yesterday's close price, or green to red, however you want to say it. The next target was down here at 69 because I figured we were going to see a fight at a whole dollar mark. That's kind of what happened here. It kind of held and bounced up, but it never did take me out. My stop was back up at break even. I had a double here. It's turned into a home run. Came all the way down and hit my target. This is the 20. The 20 EMA from the daily. The daily 20 was my final target. I had my bid sitting here. It hit it. I took my bid off, I think. I did this manual. No, I had it sitting here. I did. I had the bid on already. So, was great. A great trade. This was a home run trade for me. $509.76. Here I'm trading with, a less than $8,000 account, just under 8, or maybe close to 8, and we make $600. 2 days in a row. So it can be done. You can grow your account, and I'm showing you step by step every day. You have the ability to ask questions. Why did I do this when I did it if you didn't catch it? You're hearing all of my thoughts, good or bad. You're getting it all. But, these are simple strategies. Sometimes they don't work. We saw that on, when was that? Tuesday or Wednesday. Sometimes the setup hits, but it doesn't work. It doesn't mean the strategy doesn't work. It means the market, somebody in that market decided they wanted the stock to go the other way, and they made it go the other way because they had enough size to do what they needed to do to get it to move. And it happens every day. Every day. So we can't take it personally if the stock turns and goes against us. It's not our broker. It's not anybody that's sitting there looking at us saying that I don't want you to win, so I'm going to take it the other way. That's not what we that's not the right thing. It's not good. So all in all, a very good day. I would love to have these days every day. I know we won't get them, but I'm going to do my best to make sure that I maximize the effectiveness of my day. I've got a renewed focus. I know exactly what I was doing wrong, and it's shown this week. Just because we had some slow days, it wasn't because of lack of focus. It was because the market just went the other way. It's just that simple. All right, so let's take a look quickly on swing trades MRK, this is right off of our watch list from Sunday. It was an oversold hook. And, we caught it on Tuesday and hit our first target yesterday. Today it kind of stalled out a little bit. Our next target is up at 78. I know I need to see if I can put the moving averages on here, but right around 78 is the 90-day and the 20. So I'm thinking that, I want to hit here and then leave a little piece on to see if it by chance makes another run. But that will be the full move right here. The oversold hook will kind of flatten out right here at the moving averages. So we'll see if we get that Monday. I think earnings is on Tuesday, and I will not hold this through earnings. So I will be taking it off Monday no matter what. I will not hold this through earnings. This is a totally different strategy than the earnings strategy, even if I think that, looking through everything, that I expect this to gap up. This is not the strategy, and I'm not going to trade it. So I have to be disciplined when it comes to that. So for you guys that are just still curious about BA, I'm holding it, looking for it to come down. The big guys don't want it, don't want to lose this. I still think, in the next couple of weeks, this thing is going to come in. I want to see it test 360. So hopefully I won't get bought in before it actually does that. But even if I do get bought in, it'll be for profit. So only time I would get upset if I get bought in and the next day the bottom falls out. Then we're going to have problems. I'm not going to be a happy camper. All right, so we ended the week 1574.97. Okay week. Really wanted another good day in there. This would have been a $300 day or even a $200 day. I would have felt a lot better about the results. But I'm okay. It's green. Last week, I was $337 red. Had 3 red days, and you might as well say this was a red day because I only made $9.02. What the hell? That can't even buy me, lunch. I can't even buy my Captain D's fish sandwich meal with that. So, struggle last week. So I will take this. Based on the numbers for the previous 3 weeks, I will take this. And so I know that I'm back on track and, looking to pick up the pace again. So for the year, for the month, 1928, just under $2,000. Remember, I want to see it. I really want to see at least 2,500. I know that's my minimum, that I have in my business plan as to the minimum I should bring in every month. But I'm not focused on, I've got to make $2,500. I look at that, I could care less. That's just a goal. If I don't meet my goals, then if I consistently don't meet it month after month, then I need to go and take a look at what I'm doing, how I'm trading, what's causing me not to hit my goal. But I'm not going to make any changes if I don't hit it this month, because through my journaling and everything, I already know where my issue lied this month. So, we've already got that fixed and we're ready to move on. So year to date, 16/8/21/73, back over 15 grand. 15 grand was a benchmark for the first quarter, and it seemed like I just could not get off that benchmark coming into April. But we're gonna rock and roll. The second month after earnings in the first quarter was phenomenal. February was my best month. So I would expect May to be similar to February. All right. So that's going to do it for me this week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. And look out for the Rolling with Ed video this weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday. Well, some of you guys I'll see on Sunday in our swing trade watch list session / market strategy session. If I don't see you there on Sunday, we'll see you bright and early Monday morning.